This final video is about the grammar of citation. So we'll talk about the grammar of legal citation generally, and then we'll talk about how that reveals itself in case citations, statute citations, and secondary source citations. So your goal for citation is to learn enough about it to have a feel for how one is put together. And then if you've got enough information just sort of embedded in your process so that you know how one is put together, you'll know when you need to look up specifics and when you don't. You also want to know enough about the structure of the Blue Book so that when you do have to look things up, you can find what you need when you need it. And so the grammar of a citation can help you figure out if you've got all the parts you need. So just like textual sentences have a grammar, for example, Judge Lockhart denied the motion to squash, subject is Judge Lockhart, verb is denied, direct object is the motion to quash. You know that if you don't have a verb in your sentence, that you probably don't have a complete sentence. And so you have enough information about grammar to know whether a particular sentence is complete or not. Citation sentences also have a grammar. So here's an example of a case citation. After that is an example of a federal statute. And after that is an example of a law review article citation or a secondary source citation. So all of these things have a couple of elements in common, just like sentences, no matter how different they are from one another, have particular elements of grammar in common. So for a case, for example, there's a title or a name of the source, there's a location of the source, and then the validity of the source. So the title is Deus versus Allstate Insurance. The location, you can find it at in volume 15 of the Federal Reporter 3rd series on page 506. And then the validity, it was decided by the Fifth Circuit in 1994. So the title, the location, and the validity tell you everything you need to know for the citation. And so if you're missing any one of those pieces, it's not going to be as useful to your reader. Remember, your reader is going to want to look up your source, so you need the location information, and then your reader wants to know at a glance, is this binding or is this something that I don't have to pay attention to? Is it only persuasive? A statute also has that. Now, some statutes are accompanied with names, some are not. And so here's one where it doesn't have a separate title. It goes by the location. So 28 USC 1331 is where you'll find it. If you pull volume 28 of the United States Code and flip over to section 1331, you will find that particular citation. And the validity, this is the version that was passed in 2006. The current version of that statute would have been published, obviously, much more recently. Secondary sources also have a title, a location, and a validity telling you how long ago it was written, where you can find it, volume 51 of Rutgers Law Review at page 695, and then the title or the source name, you get the author and the name of the article.